Hey, everybody, I had an interesting request yesterday. Somebody said, with this coronavirus going around, you should really do a seminar on the immune system. So just to be clear, the 12 seminars that we're doing, I think we're about 2/3 of the way through. Each one, we're spending about an hour and 15 minutes to an hour and a half. There's nothing in each seminar that isn't about the immune system. The immune system is a conglomerate of things. It's not just one thing. We don't know how many parts of the immune system actually work. A lot of it is just fundamentally mysterious, but we do know things about how and why certain people stay healthy and how and why certain people get sick. And that's what we're trying to to offer you guys is this is what we know about how people get sick, and this is what we know about how people stay healthy. And a lot of it is not intuitive. There are many things. For example, last week we talked about breathing. Many of you just were in shock about how dysfunctionally you breathe. So there's a way to breathe when you're walking around, sitting at your desk and sleeping. And many of you realized, my goodness, this is not how I breathe all the time. And then I showed you, if you don't breathe that way, via certain tests I gave you, how much that correlates to your immune system, meaning how often you get sick, how predisposed you are to certain diseases downstream, and even heart disease, because we talked about that role and how you breathe in nitric oxide. These are not common conversations, but all of the evidence in the world is out there. And most importantly, we can fix it. And I showed you guys some ways to take action and fix it. And many of you are doing that, which is fantastic. And we will continue our talk on breathing this week coming up. And I'm going to combine two seminars. We're going to do performance breathing. So last week, we talked about how you breathe during the day, how you breathe at night, how you breathe when you meditate, etc. We talked about the importance of certain types of breathing as opposed to other forms of breathing. Bottom line, if you're breathing with your mouth open, if you sleep with your mouth open, if you're snoring, if you have any type of sleep apnea, you need to get that fixed, everyone. It is so critical. Please, 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 if you want all of the resources in the world, just text me and I will send you all of the research that you want to see how important it is to get that fixed. This week, though, we're going to talk about performance breathing, and that's very different than what we talked about last week. But I'm going to combine performance breathing with our hormone discussion. So I'm going to combine two things. We're going to do performance breathing, and you will get a lot out of that. If you're somebody that exercises, strength trains, if you do HIIT work, you're going to get a lot out of that. And then if you want to understand, well, what is it about these hormones? I say it time and time again, hormones are everything. If you want to be skinny, if you want to be strong, if you want to sleep right, if you want to be out of pain, you have to understand how hormones actually work. And I will go through that with Jordan. And there are certain hormones that you really need to be aware of. Yes, there are hormones that correlate to hunger. Don't you want to understand how to control hunger? Do you want to understand what hormones map onto being really strong and gaining muscle, and what hormones correlate to losing muscle and gaining fat? Because there are hormones that do that. Do you want to understand how to control them and what really matters? So this is the stuff we'll get into. Everybody wants to look a certain way, feel a certain way, perform a certain way, but not everybody's willing to learn how that happens. So we will get deep into that stuff Sunday. And again, if you like the video, thumbs up. If you like what we've been doing in our seminars, let me know. Give me a thumbs up. But it has been awesome to see you guys there. And we will start same time as usual. I'll start Q&A around 8:10. And then we'll start the seminar at 8:30. 8:10, I'll also try to give a brief recap of what we did last week in the parasympathetic breathing seminar. So this will be sympathetic breathing seminar this week. Last week was parasympathetic. All right, everybody. Have a great week.